All right, back here with Captain Marty. You're going to hear another one of his great stories. Captain, what have you got for us today?
Wow. You like the drive-thru? A biscuit from the drive-thru occasionally?
Who doesn't, Captain?
On a cold morning?
They're the best on a cold morning.
I'll tell you a way you can really get their attention quickly when I come back.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha-authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese.
Justin, there's a mate in our fleet, a legendary mate named Dave Radke. Came from South Florida, East Coast of South Florida, where I came from the East Coast of Central Florida. And but he came the year after I was here, showed up, and I'll tell you how that happened in another story.
Okay.
But his name is Dave Radke. His nickname is Fogbank. That in itself is yet another story.
Okay.
But Fogbank got a nickname, well-deserved. But he is like a strong ex-football player.
Okay.
Just a tough guy, and been doing it a long time. I go to the gym with him now, and I just think how the years have gone by. But one thing that he loves more than fishing, and by the way, some of his fishing credentials, he spent 21 years on one charter boat for Junior Baum, fishing with Junior Baum.
Oh, wow.
In our fleet. That's a long time to be in the back of a boat. He went through the ferry service and retired from there a couple years ago. He lives to fish somewhere every day. But in addition to that, he loves hunting. And the hunting he loves the best is deer hunting. My passion as well. That's the only hunting I do.
Right.
But Dave, or Fogbank as we call him, again, we'll find out more about that later, was over there. Being a Florida boy like me, we've never learned to deal with the cold. I've never learned how to properly dress for the cold. And how these guys go duck hunting in the snow and the rain and all that, I don't
right.
Not for me.
Yeah.
But Dave was over deer hunting in the area around, it was Edenton, on the outskirts of Edenton. And it was cold. It wasn't a snowy, wet cold. It was just way below freezing. So he had a little Toyota pickup truck, and he had gone out there dressed up as warm as he could, went out for a morning hunt. So he's walking into the woods. It's like in the teens. Walking into the woods and gets in his stand, and he's sitting there all morning, and he's getting colder and colder and colder. And you know, one thing about deer hunting, you're sitting perfectly still.
Yeah,
you can't be stretching and moving like you can duck hunting. And you can't light a heater that puts off fumes. You got to tough it out, you know. So finally, he makes it up in his mind, I'm going to do everything I can to stay in this deer stand till 9 o'clock. Buddy, come 9 o'clock, I'm going to McDonald's in Edenton. I'm getting me a cup of coffee and a biscuit. So he's got these big, warm, fuzzy gloves on, you know, trying the best he can do to keep warm. Finally, it gets to be 9 o'clock. He's so stiff, he can barely climb down. He was in a ladder stand, and he can barely make his legs work enough to climb down. That's, by the way, a good way to get hurt.
Right, yeah.
You know, because when you go up a stand, you're pretty well, everything's working, and you sit for 3 hours and you freeze. Coming down is a different ballgame, you know. You can always think that through. So he comes down from the stand. He's got his warm gloves on. He has a 270, which is a caliber of deer rifle. I have one of those as well.
Okay.
He puts it in the passenger seat of his truck, of his little Toyota, and with the barrel down against the floor. Turns the heater on the truck and starts into town. It's about a 15-minute drive into town. Gets into the McDonald's. He's waiting in line. He's thinking coffee and biscuit. Anyway, he pulls up to the drive-through window. He's still got his baklava all around his face, and he looks like a robber anyway. But he pulls up to the window, and they take his order. Ma'am, I'll have a bacon and cheese biscuit, cup of coffee. And he's just the heater is just starting to thaw him out a little bit. So it's a little bit, they're busy, and it's taking them a little while. And he's thinking, man, I can't remember. Did I put the safety on my gun? You always would.
Right.
And you really are supposed to unload your gun.
Yes.
If you put it in your vehicle. But he said, I don't know. And he's still got them fuzzy gloves on. He hadn't taken the gloves off. So while he's at the drive-through window, he reaches over there to feel for the safety. But instead,
what? We'll find out in just a bit.
Boasting phenomenal seafood dishes, a great menu, and waterfront views with deck seating, Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio serves a casual, fun-filled dining experience with an Outer Banks flair. With 3 floors to choose from, you're bound to find the perfect seat for you and yours while enjoying great food and fantastic drinks. To see our menu and to catch a glimpse of the beautiful views, go online to stripersbarandgrill.com. Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio, where everyone's a VIP.
But instead hits the trigger. And now he did not have the safety on his gun.
Oh, no.
And when he hit the trigger, that high-power rifle went off in the cab of the truck, shot the bullet through the floorboard, and punctured his right front tire. Then immediately the front right end of the truck just dropped onto the pavement. Of course, next thing he knew, the drive-through window was slammed because they thought they were being robbed. The cops were called, and they were only a block away, around the other corner, and the next thing you knew, he was surrounded by cops with their pistols drawn. And he could not hear what people were saying because the shot went off in the truck, and all he could hear was ringing in his ears. And sure enough, you can't see this because we're doing this on a microphone.
Right, yeah.
This is audio only, but he mouthed the words, I just wanted a biscuit.
Yes.
He couldn't hear what they were saying. Don't move, keep your hands up and all that.
Just wanted a biscuit.
I just wanted a biscuit. So they ended up having to call a wrecker. They had to pull him out of the drive-thru immediately. And while the cops stood there watching him, he had to get out in the cold and change his tire.
Oh, gosh.
And pay the wrecker driver $100. I don't think he ever did get his biscuit that morning, but that was Dave Radke, a.k.a. Fogbank, one of several stories I'll tell you about that gentleman.